this is a spicy one. TikTok users are quitting. Deletion rates up to 150%. Yo, something wild is happening with TikTok right now because reports are claiming TikTok users are quitting in huge numbers. App deletion rates going up to 150%, 150. That is not a small dip. That is an exodus. People are straight up deleting the app like it is the new trend. And it raises one massive motherfucking question. Is TikTok finally losing its grip, or is something bigger happening behind the scenes that we just can't see? Let's break down why this could be the biggest shift in social media it's seen in years.
Are you not entertained?
So, here's why this matters, people. TikTok isn't just an app. Let's be serious. It is a cultural phenomenon in a sense. It's been the cultural engine of the internet for the past few years. Music breaks there. Creators blow up there. Trends start there. Oh, don't get me started on the stupid 6-7. So if deletions are really surging like this, it signals something truly deeper. People might be burnt out. Algorithm fatigue is real. Competition from Reels and YouTube Shorts is growing, baby. And we love a little competition. And the constant regulation / ban talk is making users uneasy. But here's the real twist. TikTok leaving doesn't just hurt TikTok. It reshapes the entire creator economy. Because if users shift platforms, guess what? The money shifts, the attention shifts, and the next social media king could rise overnight. So I'm going to ask, are people actually done with TikTok, or is this just a temporary panic? As always, drop those likes, those comments. Let us know. I'm going to take this one first before we kick it over to my illustrious co-host, Treese. I'm going to answer this. TikTok is done. It may not be fully, but it is getting there. These reports that are coming in are not from critics. It is not from reviewers. It is from the content creators. Ever since TikTok was sold, handoff, piecemeal, whatever verbiage you want to use, was handed over to the US, TikTok has not been the same. Larry Ellison's Oracle takes over the US portion of TikTok. And from what I'm hearing, reading, and being told, TikTok ain't paying people. They're not paying content creators what they were before. You have one content creator who says she used to make upwards of $5,000 a week on her TikTok videos, making a substantial living situation in a content creator. She says the same content she pumped out now barely gets $800 a week. That is an astronomical drop in revenue. Then not only that, there are reports coming out that now that the US is sitting behind the wheel, there's mass censorship and censoring on TikTok going around the bandwagon. Political videos, views, commentary, up-to-date news ceasing, not being pumped out, hard to find, or just possibly being delisted. There's I'll make this quick before I hand it off. Because as always, we're not political. But there's a certain situation going on here in the U.S. with a certain government entity. And before the handoff, you got up-to-date, round-the-clock news of people reporting it, giving their opinions, breaking it down. But now the U.S. taking over, you cannot find anything of said agency, any type of news, or anything of the sort going on at all. You type in Minnesota and shit, you'll be lucky to get anything that pops up. That is a problem. That shows that trust is being broken across the board. That shows that this had nothing to do with a national security threat. This was censorship and keeping people from being informed. Infamous could have it wrong. What you got on this?
Listen, there is, from what I saw, there's clearly some type of background adjustments that's going on, because a lot of creators have complained about the output of the volume of their creation versus their monetization. And you cannot, and I gotta say, there's some people that does this whole podcast or entertainment, social media full time. This is all they have to rely on. And that's fucked up that you, in the midst of me just going out about my daily life, you do this background adjustments that affects my pay from going to $5,000 to $800. Like, we know the cost of living these days. You cannot survive off $800 a week. Like, no, especially if you were accustomed to getting 5,000. So yeah, TikTok moving real nasty, and the cancellations. Hey, listen, even with all the cancellations, TikTok is still like top 3 social media app in the US. It's only behind YouTube and I think Instagram, Facebook. I think they combine those because they own about the same thing. Yeah, Instagram. So it's still a big heavy hitter. So even with all the cancellations, but once the creators feel like, hey, you're fucking them over and they leave, then there's no your product is dead, because you need the creators to make the app relevant, because it's what are people gonna watch? CNN news on the Cheeto Man? No, like no. So they need to figure that out, because people always ask, does the chicken come from first or does the egg come first? Listen, at the end of the day, that streaming service need creators on it, and it's the creators that made the fucking app relevant. Yeah, they need to figure out that whole pay situation, because yeah, what you don't want to do is have a massive shift pull away from TikTok to go. I mean, I'm sure some of them are going back to YouTube, even though people complain about the rate of pay over there. But Twitch and all these other people, like TikTok need to get it together, and they need to get it together quickly, rather quickly, because if you piss out the creators, it's game over. You can say, oh, if so many creators leave, that makes room for smaller creators to become big. Yeah, okay, but if they're not going to pay you something that's reasonable for your time and effort and all that, why would you want to stay? And I mean, that's a double-edged sword, because you can say that about YouTube, but at the end of the day, none of these platforms is going to give you what you're worth. They just going to pay you something what they feel is reasonable. And at the end of the day, you have to come to some type of regulation, like, is this reasonable enough? Especially if this your only income. Like me and my cousins, we still got main jobs, so we don't even get paid because we're not even monetized right now. So this is just an expensive hobby for us. But we do have goals to one day be monetized. I should have some like glowing music of the heavens open up when that happens. Yeah, TikTok needs to get it together at the end of the day. Apps do die. Now, you fuck around, especially TikTok was very heavily political and divisive. Like, TikTok is not immune of mofos choosing to fucking leave. And then they'll be at that point where
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
And then you spent all this money buying it from this Chinese company for it to die. What are we doing? What are we doing? But they need to figure it out. They need to figure it out. Is, I guess, my main point of this subject, because it's crazy. Because the cancellations keep happening. Like, they keep like steady rising day to day from what I was looking at.
Absolutely. We can do nothing now but wait and see how this plays out. But it's getting real dark, getting real scummy and shady out here.
Let us know how you feel. And if you still use TikTok after it was sold, and if you are created on TikTok, are you jumping ship? Let us know in the comments down below.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?